Sis, today I'm here to have a conversation with you that is an honest conversation, that's a challenging conversation, and that's quite frankly not the kind of conversation I see anybody having in a way that is sustained, that is nourishing, and that is very, very raw and truthful in the public sphere about our bodies and our body shame. The conversation I want to have with you today is if you're someone who finds yourself kind of constantly having whiplash around body shame, and how do you get over your own body shame, like how you shame your own self. I want to get really real in this conversation. I hope that you can be real with me too, because honestly, I think this is the only way towards wholeness. This is the only way towards healing. Not getting on Instagram and talking about how proud I am of my body because I've done these 500 reps, or getting on Instagram and showing our cellulite and being really proud of that. By the way, no hate to that. I think that that's beautiful, right? But I think sometimes in only showing one silo version of our relationship to our bodies and not showing the moments late at night when we might find ourselves binge eating, or the moments where we're dieting and we're holding ourselves to ideals of what our bodies should be that are toxic ideas, that are unhealthy ideas, that aren't serving our bodies. But both of these things are true at the same time. I want to have that conversation. Are you ready? Are you ready to go there with me? I sure hope you are, because I've got a lot of new subscribers here. One thing about me is I'm going to keep 100 with you. I'm just going to tell you the truth and where I am. If you're ready for that, please pull up. This is the episode for you. Hey, welcome to Love on Stage. I'm Magogodi. If you're ready to make sales and spark action when you speak, this is your place. I've helped dozens of leaders choose courage over comfort by speaking with confidence and love, especially in tough conversations. Because listen, public speaking isn't just a thing that you do on stage. It's what you do every time you deliver a work presentation, when you interview for that plump job you deserve, when you negotiate your salary, and every time you sweat bullets during a big pitch. That's all public speaking. It's time to level up your storytelling, because your story matters. So, you ready to speak like a boss? Let's get into your most powerful story. If we're going to have a conversation that's really honest, I want to be honest with you about where I am right now and what are some of the things that I've learned around body shame. Maybe we can talk about, an anatomy that for Black women specifically has been put under so much microscope. My beautiful, lustrous and luscious behind has been the subject for me of private shame, public shaming, glorification, love, I've received so much love, attention, wanted, unwanted, and honestly also history. My behind has been the center of history for millennia before I was even here, okay? We can talk about Sarah Baartman and what it means that one of my ancestors was taken all through Europe naked and displayed like an animal because of her body shape, and she was shamed and treated like a zoo creature because of her anatomy. If you know anything about South African women, we are very, very, very gifted when it comes to our behinds. And Sarah Baartman, I'm not going to get into the whole history, but she is a historic figure whose remains were actually eventually exhumed from Europe, where she was stolen basically to Europe to be exhibited in this way, pretty much unpaid. Her remains were exhumed and taken back to South Africa to give her a proper burial because of how much exploitation she suffered under white supremacist ideas of what a woman is supposed to be and how far outside of that ideal we were. Why am I bringing up something that is from a previous century into this conversation? Because you need to understand that the level of shame a lot of us feel about our bodies isn't something that we're just making up in our heads. It is part of centuries of programming, right? of white supremacist ideals of what beauty is. And when you show up as a little black girl at a boarding school that's predominantly white, and most of your peers look very different from you, you might start having issues with the way that you look. That was me, that was my journey, and it took me a really, really long time to stop asking questions like, do these jeans make my butt look big? And we might laugh at it now, haha, because we see in culture how much our behinds have become like people are getting surgeries now. Like, to have gone from that conversation of like, is my butt too big, to now people paying money and going through surgeries that make their butts bigger is such a mind blowing, like my mind literally doesn't know what to do with that. And if I had to go back and rewind to 13-year-old me at that boarding school and tell her that, I don't even know she would know how to compute, okay? But what I want to talk about is what do we do with those kinds of super conflicting inner conversations and inner wounds that have been inflicted on us, some of them that we have inflicted ourselves. What do we do with that? And when you're a grown-ass woman and you understand yourself as a feminist who chooses what happens to her body, where's that part of the conversation, right? Like, where's the part of the conversation that is, I am allowed to enjoy this body, to express myself fully through this body, but guess what? It's like I feel all the permission to augment my body as I see fit. Like the girls who are out there and getting that Brazilian back thing, I don't know, I always mess it up. So I always say something like BBL, I don't know. You know the procedure that I'm talking about. Like, I'm here if that makes you feel like you now have permission to be your full self. I'm here to support that. And I am a feminist. Both of those things for me are true at the same time. And what I would love to see more of our culture getting to is us being honest that we struggle with our bodies, and it's very much something that is ongoing. It is not something that's like I put up a perfect Instagram page about my self-acceptance and now I'm done with that work. That work is ongoing. For me, you know, I'll be fully transparent. I don't even know what it means that I have been an intermittent faster for a really, really, really long time, for years at this point. I don't know what it means because it doesn't feel like I'm part of like a yo-yo diet culture, but I'm very fully aware as well that some of the benefits from intermittent fasting are very much things that help me subscribe to a certain kind of body that is, you know, it's not the body that my grandmother had. Let me put it that way, right? And I am also the woman who subscribes to the work of brilliant thinkers and activists, quite frankly, like body activists, like Sonia Renee Taylor and the brilliant book that she put out. Full disclosure, I haven't read her book. It's called The Body Is Not an Apology. I haven't read her book. I love her body of work and I have engaged with her body of work in other places. There's a podcast called We Can Do Hard Things. I heard a conversation that she had there. I heard a different conversation that she did in Puerto Rico and my mind was completely blown. And I really encourage you to listen to and to learn from and to practice what she teaches about self-body liberation. I subscribe to all of that, and at the same time, like, I want to look good in my clothes. Like, call me petty, call me whatever you want, but like, those are two things that are seemingly in self-conflict, and they are very much true and alive for me at the same time. I have intimate conversations with close girlfriends, with sisters, where I talk about, and we talk about, our wanting so desperately and practicing, quite frankly, like radical self-love, right? Like accepting our bodies and loving our bodies And at the same time, have you heard about this new diet? Would you try this? Or have you tried this? Or even sometimes it's not even a diet. Sometimes it's a new exercise fad that everybody is into, that they just swear gets rid of those last 5 pounds. I'm sharing all of this because I want to be really honest in this conversation, something I think that's lacking from a lot of body conversations, both body acceptance conversations, which are such a healthy direction for us to move into, and body shaming conversations, which are inherently a lie, like those are conversations that are not honest. And I don't know that we get towards healing without being completely truthful about where we are and what our lived experience is for us. For me, moving forward, I'm holding both of those things as true. I love my body. I've really come to accept this huge ass and love it. Like, you can't tell me nothing, okay? You can't tell me, and not just the ass, like every single part of me, I love it down. At the same time, I also reserve the right to be completely self-contradictory. The day that I want to go in and get a job around whatever, like maybe it's a BBL, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna make it even bigger. That's gonna be my own private business, okay? And not only is it going to be my own private business, but I want us to live in a world where we give each other and we give ourselves full permission to show up as the best versions of ourselves and to be okay with whatever it is that allows us to shine in that glory. The same way I put this makeup on and I feel like just lit and ready for the camera. I have this gorgeous hair on and you can't tell me nothing, this is my hair, okay? And it makes me feel a certain kind of way. What would it be like if we lived in a world where we gave women the room to be in their bodies as they see fit without adding any extra, oh, so that means about you because you're wearing your hair this way or because you're wearing your makeup this way? How crazy would it be if you walked out on the street and you told somebody that because she chooses to put on an eyeshadow that is XYZ, or he puts on this eyeshadow that is dark, right? That suddenly that makes them this kind of human being. You sound like banana pants, okay? I'm here to point out that one day, I hope for my child, I hope for our children, all of them, that we live in a world where we have that level of radical self-acceptance. What we put on these bodies, it's transient, it's not forever. And our ability to celebrate these bodies should not be putting people in boxes of like, I need you to stay X for you to still be within my code of what it means to be a feminist. I'm here to say I'm all of those things. Sometimes they're self-contradictory. I'm working towards healing. That's the most important and beautiful thing, I think, about my journey. And I'm grateful for this body. I want to know, where are you on your self-acceptance journey? Where are you in relationship to your body? Do you have contradictory feelings towards your body? Is it all love? I hope it's not all shame. And I really hope that this opens up a conversation for us where we can be a little bit more honest and just a little bit more human. Like, it hangs out sometimes, okay? Like, sometimes it hangs out and it's fine with me. I still think it's cute. All right, thank you so much for being here. I'm a Magogodi with a hot behind. She got a fat ass, okay? I'm that girl. And this is Love on Stage. We come here, we talk about yummy things that allow us to be more confident both on the stage and off the stage. New episodes every Tuesday and Thursdays at 12 p.m. Eastern. Let me know in comments where you are in relationship to your body. Was that useful? You want to go even deeper? I'd love to support you. My coaching program can help you make money and spark action whenever you speak with intention. Book time to chat using the link in the description box below. Also, leave a comment if this video offered something you needed to hear today, or if you have a question you want me to unpack in next week's episode. Fresh episodes drop every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Hit subscribe to get a notification so you never miss a beat. Thank you so much for being here. I want you to know that your story matters. And I'm here to help you stand out from the stage to the page.